Education Coordinator for Georgia Power. Have you ever heard of Georgia Power? Do you know what we do? I want you to look around you right now in whatever room you're in and see if you can find anything that uses electricity. If your lights are on, you're using electricity. But where is that coming from? Well, you can turn those lights on and off with the light switch. But where is the light switch getting its energy and how does it control it? How is it getting into your home? Through power lines. Those power lines carry energy from our power plants where we make energy into your home. We make or generate energy at our plants, move the energy through our transmission and distribution lines, and sell energy to customers like you. So at Georgia Power, our job is to make, move, and sell energy. The process of moving and selling energy involves many chain reactions, and that's what we're going to explore today. It's just a set of different chain reactions. And we're going to build chain reactions using simple machines. In a chain reaction, one thing leads to another, and another, and another, and another, and you get the picture to get a job done. Today, we are going to do simple jobs. So it could be something like throwing a gum wrapper into a trash can, or ringing a bell, or something as simple as entertaining your cat. But these chain reactions are very important for companies like Georgia Power that rely on these chain reactions to get our job done and to transfer that energy to customers like you. So what you need is this book. This is the Lego Chain Reaction book, Design and Build Amazing Moving Machines by Pat Murphy and the scientists of Klutz Labs. And you're also going to need your classic set of Legos. With this book, you can build about 10 simple machines, and you can combine them in dozens of ways to create chain reactions. So the chain reaction that we're going to be working on today is fairly easy, and it's outlined in the book. If you flip to the table of contents, it's right here. It is the Smart Start, and it is rated as easy, and it is 3 different machines, all listed right here. It's the quintuple, the Dominoes with a trigger, and the Seesaw and ramp. So first, we need to start building that quintuple. So find it in your book. It's the very first one, and we are going to start building that right now. Okay, so here is everything that you're gonna need to get started. You will not need anything other than the materials supplied in this book. As far as Legos go, you won't need the Legos from your classic original box or anything. Outside of the book, you're going to need a book to build this on, about 7 inches by 7 inches. My book might actually be too big, but we will find out. And you're going to need scissors. Now, these are all contained within this little pouch in the book, and they don't have names, so I'm just gonna call them little thingies. So you're gonna need 3 of these red blocks, 1 of these white things, a little tan doodad, 2 of the yellow 2x8s, a gray thing, a long black thing, a medium-sized black thing, gray thing with a hole in it, string, another gray thing, ball, 4 of these, 1 of these white ramps, the wheel, and then the yellow thing. Let's get started. All right, to get started, I am going to just follow the directions in the book. And first we are going to build the seesaw component. So we start with 1 red block, and then we are going to insert 2 of these onto the very ends of the red block. And we have a visitor. I don't know if you can see, but my cat's up on the table. All right, now we are going to add 2 2x8 bricks. Let's see. And it looks like in the picture, on the end of the 2x8 brick, that this little pokey thing is coming out, you're gonna have 3 rows. So I'm just copying it exactly how it is in the book. And so on the other side, you have 2. So 3 studs and 2 studs right here. Now we're gonna add 1 more of these. The pegs are pointing out to the side right here. Okay, so these gray things have a name. Those are called the bearing elements. Now, we are gonna take another 1x12 brick and put one of the pegs of the bearing elements through the middle, right, like this. And you should have a seesaw, and you can test it by pushing down on one of the ends. Okay, so I'm just gonna slide this over because we're done with that for now, and now we're making the hammer portion. So you're gonna need a 1x12 brick and an axle. This is the axle, and you are gonna slide the peg end of the axle through the second to last hole. So it's the smooth end of the axle. So slide it in there, second to last hole, right there. And so you have the bumpy side facing out. And then you are going to take a bushing, and that's this gray piece right here, and slide it onto the axle peg. Boom, just like that. Now you're gonna add a 2x2 bearing, like this, and a slope brick, like this. Okay, now you're gonna add the hammer to the seesaw. So find the center hole on this 1x12 brick and slide the peg on the hammer through this. So this piece right here. And you can test it. And stand the hammer up, give it a tap, boom. Okay, now we're gonna build the tire swing portion. So you need this tire and you need the yellow part. So go ahead and put those together. And you're going to take your string and we're going to be tying 2 square knots on this tire, and it is just like tying your shoes. So string it through the tire, and you're going to go over and under, and then you're going to go over and under again, and then pull it tight. And you have your square knot. All right, so I'm going to snip that extra string off right here. And then we're going to measure 8 inches. Now, the great thing about this book is that it comes with a ruler. Okay. And it's 8 inches from the square knot that we just tied. So 8 inches right here. Okay, so to finish this step, we are going to take the 0 angle connector, that is this gray piece that has 3 holes in it, and we are going to take the string, put it through here, and we are going to tie the same knot. So repeating those steps, over and under. Okay, so now we need a few pieces from the back of the book. So flip to the back, and I have them already popped out, but you're basically going to punch them out along the perforated line. This, set that one aside, and let's go ahead and make our sign. So we fold it in half. Sign facing down. Fold, crease, and unfold on each scored line. And then you make a triangular tube by folding up the green end to cover the green band at the bottom of the sign. And then you're going to tuck these flaps in. And we have our sign, and it stands on its own. So now we're gonna make our platform. And you're gonna take this piece, set it on here, and you wanna make sure that the foot of the ramp lays flat and the ball is going to be just at the very top. So you can fold those. These green sides come up. Alright, so that part is done. Okay, now we want to put our tire on a pole. So you're gonna take the longer black piece, use the 180-degree angle connector to connect this and this. And then you are going to place the 0-degree angle connector on top so it looks like this. Okay, now we're gonna put this all together. It lays it out really easily in the book, but I'm gonna explain everything here. And it even has a diagram on your ramp. So we take this and place it like this. Okay, so here are our last few steps. This is one of my favorite pieces of this quintuple. You're gonna take the go sign and just kind of set it on the very end of this lever right here. Place the ball right here. And then we are going to be wrapping our tire counterclockwise around this pole. Now this is really important. If you do not do counterclockwise, your machine will not work. All right, and then it's going to be held in place right there with this gray piece. All right, so everything is in place. Our sign is down, the ball is right here, our hammer is up. Now, the quintuple is named such because there are 5 different chain reactions happening here. So it squeezes 5 reactions into a very small space, and it goes very quickly, so you might miss it. But the first thing, the tire is going to be released, the string unwinds, the tire swings around to the pole and hits the upright brick right here. The hammer will fall onto the seesaw level. That will lift the sign up, and then at the same time, the hammer hits a ball that rolls down the ramp, sending off to trigger the next machine in our chain reaction. So let's see this in action. Now, everybody knows what dominoes do, right? You line them up, you push one over, and it creates a chain reaction, and it knocks the next one down. And then that one knocks the next one down. And then the next one, and the next one, and the next one. That's exactly what we're gonna do. So, it's different from traditional dominoes, though, because we are going to increase the size of our blocks as they go up. So we're gonna start small. Let's do 2 wide, and so we're starting small, and we're gonna do 4 blocks high. Color doesn't matter. You can get creative if you want to. Oh, malfunction. All right, so 4 blocks high. That's gonna be our first one. Boom. Now our next one is going to be 3 blocks wide, like that, or not blocks, 3 of those bolts wide, and we are going to stack this one 4 high as well. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're getting a little bit bigger. Now we're gonna do the same size, so 3 studs, but we're gonna go 5 high this time. I hope I have enough. So we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, 4, and 5. All right, so we're getting a little bit bigger every single time. Now, our next one is going to be 4, and we are going to stack this 6 high. So we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the domino that's in front of it, so this domino, first one, the next domino, it can be up to, let's see, 1.5 times larger. So a domino can knock down another domino that's 1.5 times larger than itself. So imagine if you keep getting 1.5 times larger, you could knock down something pretty big. But for this demonstration, we're gonna keep it kind of small. Let's see, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. Let's make one more, I think. And you can combine different sizes. So like this one, the bottom one is 6 long, and I'm combining a 4 and a 2. And you can do that. Again, color doesn't matter, but you can get creative. You can name your dominoes. So you could have a Karen, you could have a Richard, and then Karen's gonna push over Richard, and Richard's gonna push over Jessica, and it's just a mess. All right. Okay, we're almost done, I promise. I think that's high enough. Okay, so now we need to set up our quintuple machine again. So remember, counterclockwise. Boom, boom. Hammer goes up, ball goes right here. This comes up. We have our sign. Okay, and so our smallest one, we want to go in this little insert right here so that it gets pushed over by the ball when the ball knocks over. And we want them to be close enough, we want the dominoes to be close enough that when it falls, it's gonna knock it over. So keep that in mind. But you don't really want them right up close next to each other because that's no fun. Boom. Are you ready? I think so. Ready? 3, 2, 1. We have 2 chain reactions. We have way more than 2 chain reactions. We've got 5 in the quintuple, and then I think you could count this as 5. So we have a total of 10 chain reactions going on right now. That is awesome. So phase 2 is complete. Let's move on to the next one. I almost forgot. The fun part of this is watching it in slow-mo. So let's watch this in slow-mo before we move on. All right, step 3. We are going to build the ramp holder and seesaw portion. And to start with, we need to build a pivot. And the pivot consists of these 2 red pieces and the bearing element. And you're gonna put the bearing element right in the center. Like that. And connect it right here, and it spins. Now we're going to build the base. So I am using 2 2x4 bricks and 2 2x8 bricks. Now, I couldn't find enough 2x8 bricks, so I combined a few different pieces to get what I was working for. So you're gonna combine this right here. You want the extra pieces to be on the outside. And then these Okay, so yours does not have to be exactly like this, but you need to make sure that there's a 2 stud gap right here, and you need to make sure that it's 6 studs wide, so 2, 4, 6. Now we're gonna add a 2x8 brick right here, and a 2x6 brick right here, so it's parallel to that 2x8 that we just added. Now we're gonna stack 2x4 bricks at the end to make a place for the ramp. So 2x4 stacked together. And it's connecting those pieces to the 2x6 brick. Okay, now you're going to stack 1x2 bricks to build the ramp holder. This is what mine looks like. So this is a 1x4 right here, 1x4, and then 1x2. That goes on the outside like that. Okay, now you're going to attach two 2x8 bricks to the bearing element. So again, I don't have 2x8 bricks, so I just made my own. If you stack 3 of the really slim Lego pieces, they're the same height as a normal 2x8 brick. Okay, so those are attached to my bearing element. Now to kind of fuse them together, I'm gonna add a plate in the middle to connect the 2x8 bricks. So right here. And then I am going to add this over here. So this is a 2x6 plate. Now I need to add a 2x4 plate over here so that this end is heavier than this end. So finally, I'm adding my 2x4 brick right here, and you can test the balance of your seesaw. This end is heavier, so it's going down. So this is what it looks like when it's complete, and we are ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so to finish the ramp, you're gonna wanna take this piece, it is in a page at the end of your book, and you're gonna fold these sides up like this, and then these are gonna go right over these, like this. And then get 2x2 bricks to hold that in place. And then you're going to get a ball from the kit that came with the book. Place it right there, and we are ready to see this in action. So you're just going to tap over here, and that ball is going to slide down the ramp. And we are done. Let's put all 3 of these machines together and see what happens. If you enjoyed this activity today, I want you to know something that is really special. So there is a job that you could do and get paid to create stuff like this every single day. It's an engineer, and here at Georgia Power, we have several different types of engineers that work with us. And we have mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, chemical engineers, and they design these chain reactions every single day, and they help us get the power from our power generating plants to your home. So if you enjoyed this, you would definitely enjoy working as an engineer. Most require 4-year degrees. We also have lineman careers, and they require a 2-year degree or just on-the-job training, and they help make sure that the power lines, that the moving part of electricity all goes well. You might see them oftentimes in those big bucket trucks going down the road that say Georgia Power on them, and they make sure that those chain reactions that help get power to your home are all working and in place and in good order. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Before we leave, I want to encourage you to really be energy efficient. Now, what does energy efficiency mean? It's using energy wisely. And how can you use energy wisely every day in your own home? So basically, everything that you can do that's going to be energy efficient is going to result in a lower power bill. So this is going to be beneficial for you as well. The biggest contributor to your power bill is going to be your heating and cooling. So what can you do to prevent turning up or down that thermostat? Well, in the summer, on a hot summer day, instead of pumping up the AC, you can turn on a fan. If you're wearing a hoodie in the summer, take off that hoodie, drink a nice cold water. Make sure your curtains are closed and your shades are drawn to prevent the heat from the sun from entering your house. Make sure all your doors and your windows are closed. And then in the winter, you want to do kind of the opposite. So you really want to keep that heat in your home. So open up your windows, let the heat from the sun come into your house. You can bundle up. So instead of turning on the heat, you can put on a hat, put on a warm jacket, cover up with a blanket, put on some nice fuzzy socks. And those are just a few ways that you can be energy efficient in your day-to-day life. If you like this activity, we have many more on our website. I really encourage you to go and check those out. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you learned a few things. I'll see you next time. Bye.